user or courier or street peddler, so 10,000 po. Pagka medyo may posisyon, barangay captain o mayor, tumataas po yung presyo.
Magkano pag mayor po?
Ang alam ko parang 50,000 po.
Pag congressman?
Ay,
I have a daughter waiting for me who attempted to kill herself 3 times. I cannot leave her. Mr. Chair, she's waiting for me. Now, I will answer all your questions, Mr. Chair.
Yung namatay na general na nagsabi sa iyo,
hindi po Rodriguez, Your Honor.
General
Mendoza.
Mendoza, mentioned no, about doon sa mga killings that are being paid 10,000, 20,000 and so forth. Can you kindly reconfirm, Mr. Mogato, yung tema nung iyong report during that time that you have interviewed Colonel Patay? But surely in the next hearing, Colonel Patay will be going to be here. Sige, go ahead, Mr. Mogato.
Your Honors, good evening po. No? Maraming salamat at I was invited again. And for the record, I just want to clarify that I'm not a member of Rise Up. Kasi sa COMSEC, member ako ng Rise Up. So I just want to clarify. Ano po ako, journalist ng dati ng Reuters. So ang ginawa po ng Reuters, gumawa po siya ng maraming storya, at least 10 special reports from April 2016 up to December 2017. 10 reports po yan, special reports about the drug war ni Pangulong Duterte. And in the final report in December, we said that the PNP has, at that time, si General Bato, ang PNP chief, has personally handpicked several policemen assigned in the Davao area, Davao region, including Colonel Patay at that time, who was from Tagum, and assigned them in Station 6 in Quezon City, sa Batasan. And for several months that they were in Quezon City, naging ground zero po ng EJK o ng drug war killings yung Quezon City. At more than 100 people were killed during those times. No? And na-interview po si Colonel Patay nung kasama ko, ni Andrew Marshall, when he was already assigned in Pampanga as CIDG. No? Hindi na po siya sa Quezon City. And yung sa aming investigation, no, meron po silang social media accounts, ito mga member ng Davao Boys, ang tawag namin, na nagmamalaki sila na kung ang drug addiction daw o drug problem ng ating bansa a disease, sila daw po ang cure. At may isa pa lang sabi na ano bang special skills nyo, bakit nila sa Quezon City? At sinasabi ng isa na ang special skills daw nila ay kill. No? So, lahat po nung na records nung at that time, nung 2016, masyado pong mabait ang ating PNP sa mga reporters. Lahat po ng kanilang progress report, special report, mga ballistic report, autopsy report, ibinibigay po sa ating mga reporters. Kaya nakapag-compile po kami ng maraming reports galing sa pulisya all over Metro Manila. Lahat ng drug war killings. At gumawa po kami ng report na minamap po namin kung saan nangyayari yung mga patayan. At yun po, karamihan sa mga patayan ay nangyayari sa Caloocan, sa Manila, sa Manaba at sa Quezon City. Sa Quezon City, ang pinakamaraming pangyayaring patayan ay doon po sa Station 6, kung saan si Colonel Patay yung commander at that time. So, dahil po dyan, yung aming report nakatawag ng pansin. Actually, Your Honors, hindi lang po ang Reuters ang gumagawa ng drug war stories. Lahat po ng media, local at foreign, ay gumagawa po ng drug war stories. Pero kami lang po ang nagtiyaga na magsulat mula umpisa hanggang dulo para pakita na sinasabi namin na ang mga pumapatay, pati yung sinasabi nilang riding in tandem at vigilante, ay pwedeng pulis din po ang gumagawa.
In other words, Mr. Mogato, you were saying that you have a direct communication with the different station commanders all over the NCR during that time?
Nung simula
Dahil
po,
meron kayong parang text group?
Wala pong text group. Kasi binibigay po nila yung report yung kopya.
So in other words, lahat ng mga
Nung una po,
killings.
from July 2016 hanggang December 2016, napakabait po ng ating mga pulis at sinishare po nila lahat ng data. Kasi pag may patayan po sa gabi, sumasama po yung mga reporter, hindi lang po Reuters, lahat po ng mga photographers at reporters, sumasama po sa mga punerarya na may pick up ng patay. So hindi lang po yung namatay sa nanlaban, pati yung mga itinatapon sa mga vacant lots, no?
So,
Yung mga may masking tape, may mga karatula.
So, kailan siya natigil? Kailan sila nagigpet sa mga reporters on not relating anymore those reported killings?
Pagdating po ng Abril 2017, nung mag-file po ng kaso si Senator Trillanes sa ICC, nagsara na po ang gripo ng ating PNP. Wala na po silang binibigay na report sa amin. Pati po yung pamilya ng mga biktima ay hindi na rin binibigyan ng report.
Pero sino nagsabi sa inyo, Mr. Mogato, na ang presyo po doon sa mga personalidad na papatayin nagre-range from 20,000 to 60,000? Kasi you were saying before, di ba, meron kayong sinasabi na sinabi sa inyo ni General Mendoza
Si General Mendoza po kasi gumawa siya ng isang special report on EJK na sinabit niya po sa CBCP at that time. Ang alam ko, ang pinagbigay niya ng kopya ay si Father Intengan.
Si Archie. Si Father Archie Antenga ng Ateneo?
Opo. Kasi doon po kami nag-meeting sa opisina ni Father Archie sa Ateneo. Doon po namin ini-interview si General Mendoza. So doon po na so binibigay po niya yung nabigay niya sa amin report. At sa report niya may reward list nagsisimula po sa 10,000 pesos sa ordinaryong drug user or courier or street peddler. So 10,000 po. Pagka medyo may posisyon, barangay captain o mayor, tumataas po yung presyo.
Magkano pag mayor po?
Ang alam ko parang 50,000 po.
Pag congressman?
Ay, wala po
Wala naman na.
Hindi ko po alam kung may member ng Congress na involved.
Anyway, meron din po kayo sinabi na active pa yung isang PNP ngayon na nandito po sa loob ng ating pong PNP organization. Pero during that time, you were not able to reveal it, correct?
Opo, kasi meron po kaming pangako doon sa police officer na hindi po namin siya bibigay identity. Kasi alam niyo po, yung mga reporters po, kami mga journalists, nabubuhay sa trust ng aming mga sources. So ayaw po namin sirain yun. Yung active officer po na yun, ibinigay po sa amin ni General. Kasi nalaman po ng mga editors ko na hearsay lang po yung report ni General. Kasi hindi po siya yung actual na nakakaalam nung Oplan double barrel at nung kalakaran o nung reward list. Kaya sabi namin, kung pwede mo kaming ipakilala dun sa iyong source na mismong nakakaalam ng kalakaran. Kaya isinama po niya sa isang meeting sa isang restaurant sa Green Hills itong active duty na PNP officer para ikwento sa amin yung kalakaran. Pati yung sinasabi ng polis na, kasi nga, nung unang panahon, pagka nagkakaroon lang ng laban, hindi lahat namamatay, may tumatayo. No? Kung maalala nyo, may pinakita kayong video yung kay Murillo na nabuhay siya. No? So, because of that, nag-meeting uli yung mga PNP ang sinabing, huwag nyo nang buhayin yung mga suspect. So, meron po kaming storya na ginawa yung dead on arrival. Kasi nga po, pinapatay na yung mga drug war victim bago pa dumating na ospital. At paano po naming nalaman na pinapatay? Kasi sa autopsy report, lumalabas na yung mga tao po ay binaril ng malapitan. Paano po malaman na binaril ng malapitan? Kasi meron pong tattooing sa katawan at sa ulo yung mga biktima. Kasi kung nagkaroon po ng encounter o labanan, wala po yung tattooing kasi malayo eh. No? Malayo po yung, wala pong gunpowder burns dun sa katawan ng namamatay. Ito po, sabi ng doktor, malapit. No? Kasi nga may tattooing. At pati yung trajectory ng bullets, hindi nagsasuggest na may encounter. So talagang tinutuloy na po yung mga ilang drug war victims para hindi na mabuhay at tumayo. Kasi maraming insidente na tumatayo yung kanilang nabaril pag dumarating na yung soko para mag-imbestiga.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, kasi we have already somehow established yung killings doon sa correctional. And this time, this is something that we have to focus as well. Dahil marami po yung mga biktima na namatayan. According sa kanina kay kay Mr. Jokno, more than at least a little bit of 20,000 no? Ang naging biktima po nitong Dragon War. And basically, Mr. Mogato, we will be inviting you over again, no? Kapag andito na po si Colonel Patay. And I hope that Colonel Patay will...
Mga ating kababayan at sa buong mundo ngayon, napaka-importante po nitong ginagawa natin ngayon. Nandito po kami, 9:15 in the morning. 9:40 na po. Isipin mo, may 12 hours na po dito sa ating hearing. Napaka-importante. That's why we formed this Quadcom, headed by our Chairman Ace Barbers, ang ating Chairman ng Dangerous Drugs. Kanina, sabi natin, ang pag-uusapan natin is only EJK, that is human rights. Nandito si Chairman Benny. At yung POGO, we will tackle it next week. And the public order and safety, and the public accounts. And this is for the first time in the history, this 19th Congress will make an history. We will reshape our country. Tulungan niyo po kami, mga kawani natin sa gobyerno, my fellow workers in government. We will lead to reshape this country for our young and future generation. Diniscuss po natin kanina, drugs. EJK. Pag nagbenta ka ng drugs, mapupunta sa pagbili ng mga lupa. That's number 2. Number 3, pag nakabili ka ng drugs, nagbenta ka ng drugs, ng droga, mag-aaway kayo, magpapatayan kayo. That is EJK. Number 4, pag marami na kayong pera, mamimili po kayo ng lupa. Hindi nyo alam kung saan nyo dadalhin yung mga pera nyo na nakita nyo dito sa droga. In summation of all of this is the Quadcom. So, Father, ano pa si Father? Si Bishop, andito pa. Kami po, we are the members of 19th Congress with my fellow congresspersons. Nagpapasalamat po kami. Napaka-importante po nitong Quadcom na to. On that note, maraming salamat, Mr. Chairman, to the co-chairman, and to our resource persons. Magandang gabi pong lahat sa ating lahat.
Thank you, SDS Gonzales. Yes, do you want
Can
to
I
say...
be recognized, Mr. Chair?
Okay,
I would like to answer the question raised by Congressman Paduano, Mr. Chair.
sige.
Sandali po.
Which question? Ang daming question nun.
Ang daming question kasi ng mga congressman kanina. It is only my question. Ngayon, pag Ms. Garma, you can file a motion, but you have to stay here muna. You can file a motion. Kasi tatagal tayo dito. Believe you me. Kasi kanina tinanong na kita, yung states mo pa lang na travel, mali-mali yung sinagot mo sa akin.
No,
Mali. I will give
Mr.
you,
Chair,
in the next hearing, Mr. Chairman, in the next hearing, tatanungin kita ulit kung sasabihin mo ng totoo.
Mr. Chair, I'm telling the truth, Mr. Chair, in my mother's grave. Yung travel ko sa state, sinabi ko na po ang totoo. I don't even know the answer why my visa was invalidated by...
Hindi lang yung visa, Ms. Garma, alam mo kung bakit ka pinigil.
No,
Alam.
Mr. Chair, I do not know, Mr.
Anyway,
Chair.
Mr. Chairman, if I ask her...
Mr. Chair, if you, I will be proven,
Point of order, Mr. Chair.
Wait.
Na
Point
I'm
of order.
lying.
1 minute suspension.
I'm not lying. Yung...
Please address
Why
the
did I
chair
lie on my travels,
when you
Mr.
reply to
Chair?
the question asked by a member, okay? And ano mo lang, clarify mo lang ulit ang iyong gustong sabihin. Okay.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Hearing is resumed.
I wanted to answer the questions, Mr. Chair. I have a daughter waiting for me who attempted to kill herself 3 times. I cannot leave her, Mr. Chair. She's waiting for me. She attempted 3 times, Mr. Chair. That's why I cannot leave her. Now, I will answer all your questions, Mr. Chair. With regards to my travels, that's the real answer. I do not know why my visa was canceled, Mr.
Okay.
Chair.
Okay.
You can validate that if magtanong kayo sa Japan kung bakit. They didn't give me the exact answer.
I think Congressman Paduano has asked several questions to you, GM Garma. Not just about your trip to Japan. So it seems that you have not answered his questions, and you appear to be evading the questions that he is asking. And
Yes.
that is the reason why you were cited in contempt.
Yes, Mr. Chair, may I make a statement? That's why I'm appealing to answer. But as stated by the Honorable Congressman, Mr. Chair, he said that I was not telling the truth about my travel to the States. But that's the truth. If that is the only reason, isa lang yan, ano pa yung other questions that I will answer? But with regards to my travel sa States, last travel, yun po ang totoong nangyari sa amin ng anak ko sa Japan. I do not know why my visa was invalidated according to that lady in Japan.
Mr. Chairman, to be clear, he was not contented because of that question of mine, because of the travel. And in fact, hindi ko na nga pinurso kasi it is all about the question being raised to you by the members. And you're evading the question. It is not all about your travel in the US. Eh, hindi pa nga ako tapos dun eh. Sa totoo lang po, travel in the US, hindi pa ako tapos dun. I tell you. You were cited in contempt because you're evading question from the very start by the members of this committee. Not because may question about your US travel. And ang totoo noon, hindi pa ako tapos doon. Ms. Garma, akala mo yun lang? Hindi pa ako tapos doon. And I will prove you in the next hearing. Pag hindi ka nagsabi ng totoo, I will prove to you that you're lying. Doon lang muna. Kung yun lang yung gusto mong pag-usapan, yung travel mo sa US, if you will not tell the truth in the next hearing, I have all the proof with me. Hiningaan lang kita kanina, hindi mo maibigay.
With the,
Kung online ngayon, dapat may record ka eh. Diba?
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chairman,
okay, Congressman ako first. Sige.
I think the resource person does not have any recourse with us anymore, simply because we have decided, if you look around, we do not have any quorum already to decide whether we would withdraw the contempt order or not. So I think the recourse left for the gentle lady is that either she files a motion for reconsideration or she goes to the court. I think her lawyer knows that. Kasi hindi na po tayo dahil nag-decide na po yung buong committee kanina. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman
And with
Nato. Yes, that is true, that we have already decided, and if you want to question the decision of the committee, you can either question this before a court or file a motion for recon before the Quadcom. And we will certainly entertain the motion. But since the committee has already decided, and Congressman Fernandez is
about to move
to me to give him the floor, and now I give you the floor.
With the indulgence of we sympathize with you, Colonel Rohina Garma, no? But of course, we have already decided, and the proper recourse is to apply for a motion for reconsideration. And in relation to your daughter na sinasabi mo po, can you kindly give us a I mean the certificate, no? Kasi we really don't know, no? We will be asking, the Sergeant at Arms to fetch, yung anak niya para to be with her. Para at least ay makita natin yung kalagayan ng kanyang anak. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I think it is just right for us to bring the child in here para makasama po ni Colonel Garma, yung kanya po anak. Yun lang po, Mr. Chairman. And I move to suspend this Quadcom hearing till the next hearing will be scheduled.
There is a motion to suspend, duly seconded. Hearing no objection.